All right, this video comes from Decoy Voice. Like his stuff, let's check it out.
The American streamer in Japan that claimed he was Somalian filmed himself committing crimes with his friend not once but several times on livestream. Eventually, not only was he arrested, but his copycat accomplice was as well. Now, the original streamer has continuously been arrested, released, and arrested again for months now. But curiously, his friend has been released and is not only streaming again, but laughing about the not Somalian guy that still remains behind bars.
Yo, why am I laughing, bro? Holy that's not. He's probably gonna be in jail for another two-ish to 6 months in jail.
Yeah, y'all didn't see the videos of Johnny Somali basically trolling the Japanese people, being obnoxious, being a nuisance, things you cannot do in Japan legally. Well, he got arrested. And Japan ain't like America. You know, even though these places have a bit of a Western reputation, their justice systems don't work like every other country. And over there, they can hold this motherfucker indefinitely, which you guys might see as a violation of his rights, but you got to understand, you chose that country, you knew what it was, and if you didn't, that's your problem. The ignorance of the law is not an excuse for you breaking it, okay? Y'all want to go to these countries and fuck around and find out? You're not going to get no sympathy from my ass, especially with the shit you was doing. I was glad when they knocked him out. I was glad when people was dragging him to the streets. And I'm also glad when the police are going to just keep him in jail. So you want to keep fucking around? We want to profit off making Japanese citizens' lives miserable when you a fucking guest? Stay in prison, stupid. I'm not going to feel no sympathy. So they going to hold him, right? And this guy's out right now. My opinion, either he snitched or he cut a deal. But I'm sure he's not going to do none of that same dumb shit he was doing before. Because he was also in the streets with him doing a lot of this IRL streaming where these people go outside and be a public nuisance in countries that don't belong to them.
Also, you went in a country that's not yours and you involved the Yakuzas. Now the police got to deal with the Yakuzas dealing with a kid, so the police are gonna handle you. They're not gonna let Yakuzas handle it. That's way too much heat. That's way too much people talking bad about the country. So the police are gonna take care of you. And yeah, for 2 to 6 months.
I'll say something else too. My North American brothers and sisters, you guys may not realize it, but most of these countries are tiny in comparison to us over here. What does that mean? They live differently. They got CCTVs everywhere. Cameras on every corner, at every corner store. So they are tracking things on a level that we will never see here in North America because everything's so spread out. So you can't get away with much without getting caught. Cameras are everywhere. They're using every bit of facility. So if you fuck around, they gonna find out and they gonna make sure they know every time you fucked around.
See, here sometimes when I give example, here you fly a drone, they catch you, they catch a drone, they link into you, they give you a fine. If they catch the drone or if you crash it, right? I have one of our friends actually, that went to one of those countries that they were not about. They couldn't fly a drone. Yeah. They flew the drone. Over there, they got guns that will take down your drone. And if they find you, then they do whatever to you. They didn't find you, it's just crashing in the river. But something that we won't do here. I'm not gonna pew pew. Yeah, we told you no. Yeah. Fuck your drone. They're on another. The technology is astonishing. Like you said, the CCTV it's another level. Yeah. Fuck around and find out.
I'm fresh. I'm fit. I'm moisturized and monetized.
When people look at you, they judge you. They judge you on your height. They judge you on your looks. They judge you on your smell. And best believe they judge you on your skin. Now look, I'm not talking about putting on foundation and doing all this other crazy stuff. But it's okay to have nice, smooth skin. You like being touched? You like being caressed? Some of you don't know what that's like. It's okay someday. And that's where today's sponsor come into play, TH Henley. I got smooth skin. Ladies, they touch it. They be like, oh, your skin's softer than mine. I'm like, yo. Yeah, it is. And listen, if you're anything like me, learning about different products and what you got, it's too much. So TH Henley makes it simple. They got a level 1 box. You grab it. It comes with instructions inside the box that are simple to use. And you just go through the process. Besides amazing skin, TH Henley members enjoy 20% off retail price. Plus the ability to pause or cancel at any point during their membership. Because TH Henley is sponsoring today's video, you get 30% off your first box. Plus a free gift on us.
Click on the link below. Get yourself set to have a better skin. People judge you on your possession. People judge you on your skin. Get it now.
Listen, this is your opportunity. Use these products. Start looking fresh and fit. Make sure your skin shine like pearls. Yo.
So, yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine what this is going through. He gotta be getting his booty. I'm trying to tell you. Almost. I can't answer if I'm still in Japan or not.
So his not-so-cryptic message claims that he is still in Japan, but his view on nuisance streaming in the country has completely changed.
I will no longer be streaming IRL in Japan. Look, now a lot of you guys can call me a... If you guys knew how hard the police were on my... How many videos they had of me and Johnny.
Like I said, they track everything.
Bro, I mean, look at all the other IRL streamers. Sus is never going back to Japan. Homeless, I'm pretty sure, is probably never streaming it. Show quit. I don't know where the show went. Swimmer Nick got banned.
Now isn't that interesting that harsh criminal punishments not only stopped the serial offender from re-offending, but discouraged all other instances of the same crime? It's almost like the justice system works exactly the way it's intended if you let it, because for whatever reason, Western society decided that they no longer had the stomach to watch criminals suffer consequences. As the elephant in the room is, why is this guy out, but not the other guy? They documented themselves committing trespass several times together. They got arrested pretty much together, and with Japan's record of having a 99.8% conviction rate,
that rate is crazy.
I love it. I love it.
That rate?
I love it.
99.8%.
Welcome to today's game show. What would you like to do? Play stupid games? Win stupid prizes? That's right. Contestant number 1, Johnny Somali. How would you like a jail sentence in Japan?
99.8 is crazy, my guy.
Well, enjoy your stupid prize. I love it.
and they were looking at 3 years prison time for their crimes. One of them is out laughing about how ironclad the case is against his accomplice and is still hanging out in the country. While no longer able to make any money streaming, I don't think he's taking a vacation as much as he's about to sing some courtroom karaoke. And sadly, that's what needed to happen, as the first guy had been bothering the Japanese for half a year. Whenever he would get scared, he would pretend to apologize,
sincerely apologize to the country and the people of Japan. It was wrong, it was disrespectful.
then go right back to nuisance streams, but now inspiring more streamers seeking out Japan to panhandle pennies online. So now the Japanese have been cracking down on these types, where the Live Door article loosely translates to railway companies possibly restricting filming, specifically targeting filming for the purpose of commercial activities, targeting not only the nuisance streamers, but those streaming themselves stopping those nuisance streamers. As you can remember the band of Japanese guys that went after the American troublemakers, where the guy in a blonde wig had a very specific tactic to use against him.
That man got naked. Yeah, that's crazy.
What do you mean he got naked? He just stripped his clothes?
You can't do that on stream, so they're trying to shut down the stream by that. So, hey, that's different.
The Japanese haven't been conditioned to compete in the Oppression Olympics.
At least they haven't put me in handcuffs yet, like they would in America, bro.
Are you guys serious? That's racist. So my skin color?
No.
My skin color? My skin color? I'm American. My skin color? My skin color? My skin color? My skin color? My skin color?
As apparently this guy was getting his bike checked for registration, but then posted the video on TikTok complaining that the Japanese police were being racist, tagging BLM, to which people replied on Twitter, "This is just what happens to everybody's bike in Japan, where in large cities they will just randomly check you for your papers and had done so for decades," with others explaining that this isn't about race, it's about assimilating to Japanese culture. Because when you look at the Japanese YouTuber Takashi in Japan, he interviews foreigners talking about this all of the time.
They tend to be the kind of foreigner that is loud, kind of get looked down on by Japanese people, and that reflects on the rest of us, like all foreigners.
Get used to not being a loud foreigner. Get used to being polite.
As it seems most non-Japanese feel pressured to fit into the more docile society, but they do appreciate what it is compared to the West.
No danger whatsoever. People here in Japan are very nice. It really shocked me with how polite everyone is here versus America.
So no wonder stores in Tokyo can be left entirely unattended under the assumption that you'll pay for your goods and go. Meanwhile in the States, everything must be locked down.
That's actually a really good point. Like, some people don't realize it, but even here in Canada, like, I don't feel the need to lock my front door. I really don't. Depending on what area you're in, you really don't have to.
Yeah, you don't live in a passing area, so I can understand that.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. If you go live in the McGill ghetto or some shit, yeah, you're going to get...
Lock your shit.
But everything is contextual to the area, right? There's a huge homeless population. They got their problems over there. That's different.
There's a couple of places I wouldn't lock
But
my
most
door.
of Canada, you don't need to lock your doors. And that's most of Canada. That is absolutely a fact.
Most of Canada.
Most of Canada. So Could you say the same for most of America? In some suburbs, sure. But in a lot of places, absolutely not. And that's also true for a lot of other places that are very dangerous. But the trade-off is more freedoms. You get to do more stuff. Everybody has to make their choices. My only point is the same way foreigners have to come to America and respect the fact that you guys have more freedoms, and so it's a little bit more of the Wild Wild West. When you travel to their countries, you can't go there and impose yourself and expect the same kind of freedoms. That's just not the way it works. I don't go to my friend's place and expect fucking curry when he's serving tuna casserole. In that same token, I don't go to Pranjit's place and be like, where's my tuna casserole? Who would order tuna casserole? I don't know. But you get my point. You know what I'm saying?
It's really just when you go inside someone's house, you take your shoes off. Okay, common sense and just respect.
If it's their rules. If their carpets are more dirty than your shoes, keep your shoes on. Because some places, y'all don't clean, I ain't taking off my shoes.
If you don't want to take off your shoes, don't go to that person's place.
True. That's also another
So
good
if you
point.
don't want to abide by the rules, don't go there.
Yeah, but you can't have trash on the floor telling me to take off my shoes. No. No, I ain't about to dirty my socks. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know when you have to do that?
Yeah.
You have to fucking...
No, absolutely not. So anyways, I just want to say that. This IRL phenomenon, I'm looking for it to die. Like all these IRL streamers, a lot of them I don't like what they do because a lot of their stuff is just being a public nuisance.
Yeah, because they want to raise the people, like they want people to watch, and to keep them, the best way to keep them is to have drama.
It's like the next evolution of the pranksters. Now it's the IRL streamers, right? It's basically people feeding off a lot of other people's reactions to the people who are making the content. And I'm just not a big fan of what I've seen from a lot of them. Now, of course, you want to IRL stream the fact that you're going to the grocery store, you're doing some basic stuff, it's fine, there's nothing wrong. But people go around being a nuisance and then stream it at the same time, like, I don't know, it's completely cringe to me. And I'm glad that a lot of countries are starting to outlaw it because you shouldn't be able to profit off of menacing a population or being a nuisance to a bunch of people. You should be able to make money off their reactions and all that stuff. And I feel the same way about pranksters. So that's my thoughts. All right, so let us know what you guys think in the comments.